us their persona as their art, and they aren't really talented. So therefore what they have to do is sell this false narrative of what their life looks like and who they are. And so when you buy into and that's no shade, because Kim Kardashian may not be talented, but she's smart as fuck. And so for all the people who are like, oh, she's so talented, she's not. She's beautiful and she's fucking brilliant. Okay. Her and Kristen Jenner. Okay. So in my mind, I don't separate Kim Kardashian, the person, from whatever it is that she sells us. I think it's one and the same, because she's using the narrative of who she is to sell her stuff. I don't think that R. Kelly used the narrative of who he was to sell his music, because if that's the case, then he would have used the narrative of him being, unable to read and being classically trained on his own, and the bad and the good. We would have kind of known that as par for the course for his story and have bought into that as well. I don't know. I will forever struggle with, can we separate R. Kelly, the artist, from the art? He is one of the greatest songwriters of our time. Undeniable. He is actually one of the greatest singers of our time. No one, you cannot buy that kind of, you know how many people came and did that riff after, you, come on, y'all. All right. We're not finna talk about R. Kelly. Let's pull off. Let's get into some other shit. Y'all friend, not mine, Boosie Badass bragged about allegedly orchestrating a sexual assault on his own family. Oh yes, get into it. The Baton Rouge, Louisiana-based rapper took to Instagram Live to deliver a disturbing and expletive rant. And I quote, "Hell yeah, I got my fucking son dick sucked," said Boosie, whose real name is Torrance Hatch. Hang on to your wigs, girls. Did y'all know that Boosie is only 37 years old? Boosie is only 37. Why did I think that little Boosie was about 53? Oh, that's crazy. Okay. He said, "I'm training them boys right." And he further went on to say that, ask any of my nephews, ask any of them, ask my son. Yeah, when they was 12, 13, they got their dick sucked. That's how it's supposed to be. Now, in 2017, the Set It Off rapper posted a birthday message to his son, also named Torrance, then 14. And the caption in part read, "Got a bag for you and a bad bitch to give you some head." Now, in Louisiana, it is illegal to solicit sex workers for anyone under the age of 17. Now, this includes oral sex with anyone who is under that age. But Boosie, who referred to the sex workers as his hired super grown help, felt like, you know what, if y'all want, go ahead and call CPS. But I feel like that's stupid. Now, earlier this year, Boosie came under fire for attacking Dwayne Wade's 12-year-old daughter, Zaya, who is transgender. He said in part, "Don't cut his dick off, bruh," and then fumed to Wade in an Instagram video saying, "You've gone too fucking far." Now, Boosie has made homophobic statements in the past. In 2015, he bemoaned gay shit on television. His words, not mine. And, in a claim that he later denied, the rumor that he beat up George Zimmerman, the man who was acquitted in 2012 of shooting Trayvon Martin, I don't know. Boosie actually denied that he ever had anything to do with Zimmerman. But anyways, listen, here's my story. As far as Boosie is concerned, I know a lot of you are like, oh, well, so y'all all right with Boosie hiring hoes to suck his nephew and his son's dick, but y'all ain't all right with Zaya. Here's the tea. None of us have to be all right with any of this shit, to be honest with you. Here's the thing. All of those things have happened, whether or not we were all right with it. Now, in your house, I would advise you to be the ones that are, training a child up the way that they should, however you see fit. In my mind, I think it is completely inappropriate to be forcing underage children into sexual situations, regardless of the context of it, whether it is boy, girl, whatever. It doesn't matter. I think it is completely inappropriate to put your children in sexual situations that they may or may not be ready for. With that said, I also think that it is emotionally scarring to have your dad kind of put this narrative on you that in order for you to be a man, you need to be hypersexual. A thought that I had the other day is that, as I watched Amanda Seales do a post about Black love and why Black love, and, this is off the subject, but kind of not really. It's on the subject because I think that when a man findeth a good partner or findeth himself a partner, he found himself a good thing. Now, I don't... The fact that the Black family structure, and family is not defined by specific gender roles and sexual identity. I'm just saying family, however you want to define it. I think the Black family structure is so important. And I think by and large, the sadness of all of this is that it almost seems as though everyone else gets how important it is except for many Black people, specifically Black men, specifically Black hetero men. And the reason why I say that is in most situations, as far as my eyes can see, when there is chaos surrounding the family structure, oftentimes it is because the spearhead, the Black man, is either chosen to be accountable and be responsible or has chosen to not be accountable and not be responsible, whether he's present or not. And I think that when I look at Boosie, what I see is a commercial for the realization of why the Black family structure is important. Now, I don't know Boosie's son or his nephews. I'm hoping that they mamas, who probably wasn't that smart in the choosing of their daddy, but God makes everything happen for a reason. I'm hoping that they mamas can balance out the dumb. I really do, because Boosie needs someone he needs some tutelage. He needs some education. He needs some spiritual upliftment. He needs some mindfulness. He needs someone to hug him. He needs to be told that in order to be a king, you can't just put a Burger King crown on your head, because those are breakable. We need unbreakable crowns. I love that everybody thinks that they're king and queens, but check your crown, because some of you are wearing Burger King crowns. Just my opinion. Why y'all all mad at Tekashi 6ix9ine? Why are y'all all paying attention to Tekashi 6ix9ine? I keep seeing him and a lot of these loving hip-hoppy girls all over social media. Oh, boo. Okay, anywho's. So this week, y'all came for Khloe Kardashian because you guys all assumed that she was pregnant for Tristan Thompson, who this week had his own little kerfuffle with a woman claiming that he's the father of her child after a one-time relationship hookup. Listen, we saw on the show where Chloe was like, oh, you know what? I think I might have him save, instead of just freezing eggs, she wanted to have actual embryos. And I guess her goal was to get, her children to have same mother, father, right? So she asked Tristan and he said yes. Why y'all mad? Why y'all mad at her for that? I think sometimes people get mad because they see the own flaw in their eye and wish that they could have responded the way that they're pushing you to respond. Does that make sense? So people who are like, bitch, you need to dump him. You need to get rid of him. He ain't shit, bitch. Or as though, I guess the question is, do we feel people can be redeemed? Do we actually believe in forgiveness? And if we believe in forgiveness, does that mean we should take them back? Listen, not in all cases. If you look at my dating history, 90% of the niggas I've been with, I never really we might have messed around again after, but I never really took them back. I think that there has been maybe one or two that we were like a boomerang, like you could throw me out there, but I'm gonna come back, But whose job is it to decide how, if, and when that happens? I know a lot of us think that we know what's best, especially best for other people, not ourselves. But most times we don't know what's best for ourselves. So I don't know. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, you guys leave these people alone. Mind your own business. You know what business you can mind? You can mind Christopher Maloney's business. That's right, because Detective Elliot Stabler is coming back to Law and Order SVU. Now, for those of you Law and Order fans like myself, the relationship between Stabler and Olivia Benson was, it kind of almost had this kind of romantic tensione. I was so sad. Now, do y'all remember Christopher Maloney from The Wire? When he used to, no, not The Wire. Oz. Yes, bitch. Okay, remember that naked scene? Okay. Anywho's, why don't we go ahead, take a little break, and we're going to come back and we're going to set the table. All right. And we are back. So, as we discussed earlier, every day is Sunday and Chick-Fil-A is closed, which could be a rather daunting and hopeless outlook. But what I started to realize when I thought about how can we set the table for this upcoming week is, as I continue to meditate on appreciation and gratitude, we always talk about how gratitude begets more gratitude and more things to be grateful for. So this week I challenged myself. What could I do to raise the bar for not just being gracious, but being appreciative of my own journey? Now, most of us can look at other people and listen to their journeys and think to ourselves, wow, how amazing are they to have gotten through the trials and tribulations that they did. And look at him standing here now, no worse for the wear and tear. We can see admiration, the qualities of admiration in others. We could see the quality of strength in others, but a lot of times we suffer to see those things in ourselves. So, this week, as I randomly ran through all of the things that I needed to get accomplished, it got me to thinking about all of the things that I could be proud of. A lot of times I tend to move around without always celebrating or appreciating all of the things that I had gone through. It's important for you to think about how amazing you are, to see yourself in the way